Okay, let's move on quickly because we are running out of time. Okay, we still have about 40 minutes. Okay, so number 7, invest strategically in stocks that pay dividend multiple times per year and stocks that earn dollar income from their products. This is one of the major strategies that help experienced investors to accelerate the growth of their stock portfolio and increase their dividend income year on year. So basically, give 1 million naira to Mr. A, give 1 million naira to Mr. B. Ask them to go and invest the money. You will be surprised at the end of the year. The returns that each of them will get will be different. Why is it going to be different? Number one, it's going to be based on their experience. It's going to be based on their experience. Which stocks are they investing into? What kind of a stockbroker did they register with? Are they on CSCS? Are they registered with the registrar? If there is a problem with their dividend, can the problem be resolved very quickly? Do they have that connection with their registrar? So if you give 1 million, if you give 100,000, okay, the analysis I did last week or the week before, using 100,000 naira as an example, there are some people, if you give them 100,000 naira, they will rather go and buy the stocks of a J's Bank because they know that 100,000 naira will give them 10,869 units of J's Bank. That's the level of their own understanding. But there are some other people that will say, oh, this 100,000 naira, this one can buy me only 8 units of Seplat. But if I invest the money with Seplat, Seplat will pay me dividend 4 times in a year. Good. That's where I'll put my money. Seplat will pay me 4 times in a year. And the total money I will get at the end of the year is 4,000 naira. But again, somebody might be a little bit more intelligent. Well, not more intelligent. Somebody may have more knowledge and say, okay, how can my 100,000 naira work even better for me? And that person will say, okay, this same 100,000 naira, if I invest it with Jitco, Jitco will pay me 10,000 naira at the end of the year. And Jitco pays twice in a year. So it's all about understanding your level of knowledge about the stock market, about different stocks. Which one is going to pay you twice in a year? Which one is going to pay you 3 times in a year? Which one is going to pay you 4 times in a year? Which one is going to pay you dividend regularly without complaining? Because if a company have dollar income from their product, most likely, even if the Nigerian environment is very, very volatile, they still earn money outside Nigeria and they earn it in dollars. So why wouldn't they pay you? And the more money they can earn, the more they can pay you. There are some stocks, they pay out about 40% of their profit as dividend. There are some stocks, they pay out about 60% of their profit as dividend. And there are some stocks, they pay out 80% of their profit as dividend. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Let's do a bit of interaction here. Who can tell me which stock pays the highest, let's see, how do I put the question now? Okay, who can give me an example of a stock that pays a very high proportion of their profit as dividend? Can anybody help me?
Yes. Okomu
Go on.
oil. Yes. Okomu oil.
Sorry?
Okomu oil.
Okomu oil. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anybody, what percentage does Okomu oil pay?
Okomu oil, because of the stock price, I think it's you mean percentage of their earning?
No, 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 no.
Okay,
Um,
it's four
no,
point
no, no,
something.
no, no, no. I'm talking about the payout ratio. Payout ratio. What is
Okay.
the payout ratio for Okomu oil? Or which stocks pay a larger percentage of their profit? You know, there is something called payout ratio. Again, this is
Yeah.
why you need to, you know,
Yeah.
the standard metrics. The
Mm.
standard metrics, there are different metrics you can use to analyze a company. You have the
Yeah.
EPS, earning per share, dividend yield, dividend per share, P ratio, payout ratio. So which stock have a high payout ratio? Do you
Yeah.
understand the payout
I
ratio?
understand your question now. I understand your question.
Okay. So which
Um,
stock? Do you know any stock that has a very large portion of their profit being paid out as dividend? Okay, let me
um,
help you. Let me help you. Of course, you can also do your own research and NIDF is a stock on the Nigerian exchange, and it is under real estate investment trust. There are a couple of other stocks under that sector, real estate investment trust. By law, by law, any stock in that sector, they should be paying out about 80 to 90% of their profits as dividend by law. And that is the only sector that the government made it compulsory for them to pay that ratio out. All the other sectors, banks, agri sector, consumer good, they can pay out any ratio. So that's why you will find out if you look on a stock analysis under the payout ratio, you will see that some companies their payout ratio from their profit is about 40%. Some of them will even pay about 25%. So what that means is if a company makes profit of maybe maybe um maybe if they make profit of maybe 50 trillion naira, or okay, let's use a simple figure. Let's say they make a profit of 100 million naira and their payout ratio is 25%. It means even though they've made a profit of 100 million naira and their profit ratio is 25%, that means out of the profit of 100 million naira, they will only share 25 million naira amongst the investors. They will only share 25 million naira. If their payout ratio is 75%, they've made a profit of 100 million naira. Their payout ratio is 75%. They will share 75 million naira as dividend amongst all their investors. So maybe you've not been noticing it before, but when you go into stock analysis, always check what is the payout ratio of each stock you see on stock analysis, or maybe you see on stock bubbles or trading view. What is the pay? In fact, for the stocks that you have you ever taken note? What is the payout ratio of the stocks that most people buy stocks, but they don't really check all the details. What is the payout ratio? What is the earning per share? What is the dividend yield? Dividend yield is also another important one. What is the dividend yield? I think, was it today I made a post or a few days ago? any stock that is paying you dividend yield of 3%, you need to, do your research properly. I have 11 stocks, and out of my 11 stocks, 8 of them are paying dividend yield of 3% or more. The best one for me is NIDF. The dividend yield for NIDF is about is it 12 or 13% or something like that. I know it's above 10. It's above 10%. No. I think it moves a bit up and down. So somewhere between 10 and 13. The dividend yield for JITCO is about 6 or 8%. Okay, let me just quickly check the dividend yield for JITCO. I just even want to double check and see what JITCO is paying as dividend yield, what NIDF is paying. But the higher the dividend yield, the better. But many people don't know that, especially if you are speculating or somebody is just telling you randomly, go and buy this stock. Yes, you buy it, but you don't know the dividend yield. You don't know the dividend per share. You don't know the earnings per share. You don't know the payout ratio. A company that is why companies like Jay's Bank, FCMB, and the rest of them, it's not that they are not making profit. They are making profit, but they choose to pay you very little out of their profit. And it's your choice whether you stay there or you move on. They can't force anybody to stay. But many people, they just make their choice. Okay, whether they pay me good dividend or not, I'm just going to stay there because they don't know better. Because I wouldn't see why, if you know a stock can pay you dividend yield of 4% or 6%, why do you want to stay with another stock that is going to pay you 2% or 1%? It's the same thing or the same reasoning why some people stay with stocks that pay them dividend per share of 50 kobo or 70 kobo, when there are stocks that are paying 12 naira per share, 15 naira per share, 30 naira. Dangote Cement paid 45 naira per share as dividend. JITCO paid 12 naira 76 kobo per share as dividend. Zenith paid about 10 naira per share as dividend. So if those Stanbic pay 5 naira per share as dividend. So if those companies are paying that kind of money, why would anybody stay with a bank that will pay you 70 kobo or 90 kobo or 11 kobo? I wouldn't understand. I don't even want to think about it. But everybody have their own choice. Everybody have their own choice. So let's move